Do you feel invisible? Like you're standing in a room full of people and nobody actually sees you? You say something and nobody responds. Not because they didn't hear you, but because what you say doesn't matter anymore. Your partner talks over you mid-sentence like you're not even there. Your kids ignore your requests until you've repeated them 3 times. Your colleagues move forward with decisions without even asking your opinion. And the worst part? You remember when it wasn't like this. You remember when people listened, when your words carried weight, when you walked into a room and people noticed. But somewhere along the way, something changed. You stopped being someone people respect. You became background noise, invisible, dismissible. And you have no idea how it happened. Here's the truth. It didn't happen overnight. Respect erodes gradually. One small mistake at a time, one compromised boundary, one broken promise, one moment of weakness you thought no one noticed. But people noticed, and more importantly, you noticed. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire for nearly 2 decades. He commanded the loyalty of millions, led armies and governed senators. But his power didn't come from his title. It came from the respect he commanded through his character. In his private journals, meditations, he identified 7 specific mistakes that destroy respect faster than anything else. Mistakes he saw in others, mistakes he guarded against in himself. And if you're not being respected right now, by your partner, your colleagues, your family, or even yourself, you're making at least one of these mistakes. Let's break them down. Mistake number 1, over-explaining yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Notice what's missing. He never said, "Explain yourself until everyone understands." Yet this is the trap most men fall into. Someone questions your decision and you launch into a 10-minute explanation. Someone challenges your boundary and you defend it with a dissertation. Someone disrespects you and you explain why they shouldn't. Here's the problem. Over-explaining signals insecurity. It communicates that you need approval, that you're not confident in your own judgment, that you're seeking permission from others to do what you've already decided to do. Respected men don't over-explain. They state their position clearly and move forward. When Marcus Aurelius made a decision as emperor, he didn't tour the Senate explaining why it was the right call. He made the decision and owned it. You need to do the same. Set a boundary, state it once. Make a decision, own it. Take a position, hold it. If someone doesn't respect your choice, that's data about them, not an invitation for you to convince them. The more you explain, the less they respect. Stop talking. Start acting. Mistake number 2, seeking validation. Constantly. Marcus wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." He understood that seeking validation from others is a losing game. Yet most men are addicted to it. They check their partner's face after every decision to see if they approve. They run every idea past their friends before acting. They need consensus before they feel confident. This destroys respect faster than almost anything else. Because when you constantly seek validation, you communicate that you don't trust yourself. And if you don't trust yourself, why should anyone else trust you? Here's what respected men do differently. They consult when they need information. They consider other perspectives when relevant. But they don't require approval before they act. They trust their own judgment. Marcus Aurelius had advisors. He listened to counsel. But at the end of the day, he made his own decisions and lived with the consequences. That's what earned respect. Not the decisions themselves, but the ownership of them. If you need everyone to agree before you move, you'll never move, and you'll never be respected. Make your decision. Own it. Let others have their opinions. Mistake number 3, tolerating disrespect. This is the big one. Marcus Aurelius understood that the moment you tolerate disrespect, you teach others how to treat you. He wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." But notice he didn't say tolerate the injury. He said respond differently. Most men confuse tolerance with maturity. Someone speaks to them with contempt, and they let it slide because they don't want conflict. Someone crosses a boundary and they ignore it because confrontation is uncomfortable. Someone disrespects them publicly, and they laugh it off to keep the peace. Every single time you do this, you lose respect. Not just from others, but from yourself. Because deep down, you know you abandoned yourself. You know you should have said something. You know you should have enforced the boundary. But you didn't. And that eats away at your self-respect like acid. Here's the truth. Respected men don't tolerate disrespect. Not because they're aggressive, not because they're combative, but because they have standards. When someone crosses the line, they address it. Calmly, clearly, immediately. I don't accept being spoken to that way. That behavior doesn't work for me. You crossed a boundary. It won't happen again. No yelling, no long speeches, just clarity and enforcement. Marcus didn't let senators disrespect him. He didn't let generals undermine him. And he didn't let citizens treat him with contempt. Not because he was emperor, but because he was a man who respected himself. You must do the same. Mistake number 4, making decisions from fear. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Most men have this backwards. They let fear of outside events control their decisions. Fear their partner will leave, so they tolerate what they shouldn't. Fear their boss will fire them, so they accept disrespect. Fear people will judge them, so they stay silent when they should speak. Every decision you make from fear costs you respect. Because fear-based decisions always require you to abandon yourself, to compromise your values, to violate your boundaries. And people can sense it. They might not consciously recognize it, but they feel it. And they lose respect for you. Respected men still feel fear. Marcus Aurelius felt fear leading armies into battle. The difference? He didn't let fear make his decisions. He acknowledged it, then asked himself what the right action was regardless of the fear. What would honor require? What would integrity demand? What would a man of character do? Then he did that, even when it was terrifying. That's what earned respect, not fearlessness, courage, acting right despite the fear. Look at the major decisions in your life right now. How many are being driven by fear? Fear of loss, fear of conflict, fear of judgment. Those decisions are costing you respect every single day. It's time to decide from principles instead of fear. Mistake number 5, failing to keep your word. This seems obvious, but most men don't realize how often they break their word. Not just to others, but to themselves. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Being one requires keeping your word. You tell your partner you'll be home at 6. You show up at 7. You tell your kid you'll make their game. You miss it for work. You tell yourself you'll start working out. You don't. Every broken promise, no matter how small, chips away at respect. Because your word is your bond. It's the foundation of trust. And trust is the foundation of respect. Here's what most men miss. Other people might forgive a broken promise here and there, but you don't forgive yourself. Subconsciously, you're keeping score. And every time you break your word, you prove to yourself that you're not trustworthy. That destroys self-respect, which destroys the ability to command respect from others. Respected men are fanatical about keeping their word, not because they're perfect, but because they understand that their word is sacred. If they say they'll do something, they do it. If circumstances change and they can't, they communicate immediately and renegotiate. They don't ghost. They don't make excuses. They don't break promises casually. Start treating your word like it matters, because it does, more than almost anything else. Mistake number 6. Living reactively instead of proactively. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Most men have given up control of their thoughts. They live reactively. Someone criticizes them, they get defensive. Someone challenges them, they get angry. Someone disrespects them, they spiral. They're not driving their life. They're being driven by circumstances and other people's behavior. This destroys respect because it reveals that you're not in control. You're a leaf in the wind. Respected men live proactively. They decide in advance how they'll respond to situations. They don't react emotionally in the moment. They pause, assess, then respond according to their principles. Someone tries to provoke them? They don't take the bait. Someone disrespects them? They address it calmly. Something goes wrong? They focus on what they can control. Marcus Aurelius faced assassination attempts, betrayals, and plagues. He didn't react emotionally to these events. He responded according to his principles. That's what made him respected. He was the author of his responses, not a victim of circumstances. You need to do the same. Stop reacting. Start responding. Decide in advance who you're going to be when life tests you. Then be that man. Mistake number 7. Neglecting your standards. The final mistake Marcus Aurelius warned about is the most insidious. It's the slow erosion of standards. He wrote, "The soul becomes dyed by the color of its thoughts." If you're constantly compromising your standards, your soul reflects that. Most men don't lose respect in one catastrophic moment. They lose it gradually, one lowered standard at a time. They used to dress well. Now they don't care. They used to show up on time. Now they're chronically late. They used to have principles. Now they're flexible on everything. They used to work out. Now they make excuses. Each small compromise seems insignificant. But together, they paint a picture. And that picture is a man who doesn't respect himself enough to maintain standards. If you don't respect yourself, no one else will either. Respected men are obsessive about standards. Not perfection. Standards. How they show up. How they speak. How they present themselves. How they keep their environment. How they treat their commitments. These seem like small things. They're not. They're the visible manifestation of self-respect. Marcus Aurelius was emperor of Rome. He could have let his standards slip, no one would have challenged him. But he didn't. He maintained discipline. He maintained character. He maintained standards. Because he understood that respect isn't given based on your title. It's earned through who you are when no one's watching. Here's the truth. Marcus Aurelius warned about these 7 mistakes 2,000 years ago. They destroyed respect then. They destroy respect now. Over-explaining yourself. Seeking constant validation. Tolerating disrespect. Making decisions from fear. Failing to keep your word. Living reactively. Neglecting your standards. If you're making even one of these mistakes, it's costing you respect every single day. From others, from yourself. The good news? You can stop today. You can draw the line. You can decide that you're done with these patterns. You can commit to the opposite behaviors. And when you do, respect isn't something you have to chase. It becomes inevitable. The question is, which mistake are you going to eliminate first? Because knowing isn't enough. Marcus Aurelius didn't write meditations for other people. He wrote it for himself, as a reminder, as a standard, as a guide for who he wanted to be. You need to do the same. Identify the mistakes you're making. Commit to stopping them. Then become the man who commands respect naturally. Not through force, not through titles, but through character. That's the Marcus Aurelius way. And it works as well today as it did 2,000 years ago.